Hello everyone, here I am again. My name is ARCEL Kabange from the ARCEC and student in Bangalore doing electronic and mathematics at Christ College. So I'm so honored and so privileged to be the host of the day because as we know and as I know, every Thursday we are having an amazing improvement with great presenter and great motivator. So this Thursday we're gonna add an amazing presenter. The first one is a great man. He has been here in Bangalore studying business, and now he's back in Congo. His name is Mr. BAGULA. So the last but not the least, he has been here. I used to call him the American man. So whenever he's speaking, you can feel like the accent is kind of higher. So let me present to you Mr. Patrick, who's gonna motivate us. So let's be focused and stay tuned. I'm coming later.
Hello A.T.C family, I'm very happy again to be able to share with you. I want first to thank the A.T.C family for giving me this opportunity. And for those who don't know me, my name is Daniel Bagula Bahati. I'm from Congo, DRC. I'm a former student of A.T.C College in Bangalore. And today I brought a new topic that I would like to discuss with you guys. And my today's topic is anger. I think we all know what is anger. It's the fact of getting upset and mad about something. By definition, anger is a powerful emotion that people feel from time to time when someone or something annoys or frustrates them. So, in my today's topic, I will be explaining you what are the causes that we get angry, why we get angry, and what are the disadvantages of getting angry often. As I will finish by giving you by explaining you how you can control your anger. So let me come back. The first, as I told you, I will be explaining you what are the causes that many people are getting angry. Actually, there are many causes. It depends from one person to another person. But I try to divide to make it in three, to make it more simple and understandable to everyone. So the first thing is humiliation. No one wants to be humiliated. So, but it happened to all of us. Sometimes we get insulted, sometimes we got called, and even recently I was called by my mother in front of my friend and others people. I really got mad in such a way. I went back home and I start thinking about leaving the house, and then I come back to myself. I say, okay, let's suppose that I leave the house. I start thinking. I was mad. I start thinking if it's possible. That's usually what I do. Whenever I'm getting mad about something, I usually think, what are the options that I have? If I left the house, how am I going to survive? I don't have a job. So how is it going to be possible for me to survive? It will be very difficult for me. Then I decided, okay, no, I will not take this decision because it's too risky for me. So, and I forgot about that decision. So the second cause is failure. No one wants to fail, but it happened to all of us. Somehow we fail in life. So you need to understand that failure is a part of our life. We start failing since we have been kids. We fail. So we need to know how to handle and how to deal with that. Because when you don't control your anger, you end up doing things that you regret later. So you need to know how to control your anger. And you should understand, even Albert Einstein said that the one who never failed never try something new. So we'll always fail. We start failing since we have been kids. You didn't start working directly. You start by failing, by scrolling, then start by trying to work, and then you work. So it happened to all of us that we failed. So we should take it in the positive way, not in the bad way. And the next one is a bad event. No one want to lose a friend or a family member, but it happened to us. So it's very frustrating, but it's a part of the life. So we need to understand that bad things will always happen. We need to know how to deal with that. And apart from that, no one want to get stolen, for example. No one want to lose something valuable. It's very frustrating, but it's happened to all of us. So we need to understand how to deal with that. So if you didn't catch up all, I will repeat again. The first thing I say is about humiliation. No one want to be humiliated. That's the causes of frustration and anger. The first thing is humiliation. The second thing is failure. The third one is bad event, bad situation. Let's say you are stuck in the traffic. No one wants to be stuck in the traffic. So that are the cause of frustration or anger. Now let's discuss about the disadvantage of getting angry. So the first disadvantage is we cannot control our emotion, our mind and our action. So we cannot control that. So we end up doing something that we regret later. So we need to think before acting, because if we don't control our emotion, we most of the time do something that we regret later. So the first disadvantage is we cannot control our mind and our action. The second disadvantage is of getting anger. It brings us disease such as headache, heart attack, or depression, which will end up we may end up being killed by ourselves, especially when you are depressed, just because of anger. So that will lead us to the third disadvantage, which reduces the strength of our life. So when you have disease, those kind of disease, heart attack, depression, it will reduce the strength of your life. And now, how you can control your anger. So you need to understand that this is depend from one person to another. Personally, me, whenever I'm getting angry towards something, I go to my bed or I find a quiet place where I will start thinking about that situation, where it happened to me, especially, and I will start now seeing what are the options that I have. If it's good, I'll take it. If it's bad, I won't take it. I have to take action based on my one interest. That's what I usually do. So the second things how we can control some people I've tried to ask, some people say, okay, whenever I'm angry, I try to watch comedies, I try to watch movies just to relax myself. So that's according to them. Others people, they say that they do breathe in, breathe out, so that they can calm down and control their emotion. Some people do meditation, some people do relaxation. Actually, it depends from one person to another. Now you have to find your one technique and how you control your anger. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys. I will conclude by saying that if you don't control your emotion, you will end up hurting yourself and hurting others. So we need really to control our emotion. Thank you for listening to me. That was my time. Thank you.
Hello, everybody out there. This is Patrick, a member of the A.T.C, currently living in Congo. And wherever you're watching this video from, I just hope that you're doing okay with this pandemic going on. Honestly, who would have thought that this is what 2020 would look like? Nobody. But hey, it is what it is. We're going to go through this and everything is just going to come back to normal, all right? So I generally thank the A.T.C for this opportunity given to me to share something with you guys. And I particularly thank the media team for all the efforts they're putting in to make sure that we have a video every week on our YouTube channel. So to introduce my topic, I have two questions that I would like to ask you. One, lately, have you been working on anything challenging yet interesting? I'm talking something that you find sometimes very difficult to do, but you're just passionate about it and you keep doing it because it means so much to you. And question number two is, in whatever it is that you've been pursuing, have you got a clear idea what your 2-3 next moves are going to be? Or simply, What is your one next moves for that matter? If your answer to these questions was yes, then I only have one thing to tell you. That's great, and keep up the good work. But if your answer to these questions was no, then I'm afraid you just tested positive for this virus I would call lack of clear vision and lack of ambition. Let me elaborate what I mean by that. People that lack ambition don't usually embrace new difficult challenges. This is the type of people that wouldn't jump into anything they find too risky, simply because they want to stay in their comfort zone. And people that lack a clear vision have literally no clear idea whatsoever what their next move is going to be. So this is the type of people that don't have a long-term plan. This is the type of people that would wake up in the morning and have no clear schedule for the day. And if you find yourself under this category, here's what you need to know. First of all, you're not alone. There are probably millions of other people out there that have the same problem as you. And I have a good news and a bad news. So stay with me as I go through this. Let's kick off with the bad news. The bad news is all related to time. As you already know, time is the most precious thing we have, because time is life. That's why we call it lifetime. You know, sometimes we say that time is money, right? Time is money. But I don't think there's any amount of money that can buy time, because time is life. No money can buy life. So that's how important time is. And if you've been living with no clear ambition or no clear vision, that means you've been wasting so much time. And here's what's happening when you're wasting so much time. You're growing up, right? This is what you got to know. You're not as young as you used to be. I'm not as young as I used to be. We're not as young as we used to be, are we? Today, you're 20, 22, 25, maybe in your late 20s or early 30s. Tomorrow, you're 35, 45, and then all of a sudden you're an adult. You're going through, this cycle of life and getting old. It's happening. Years are moving so fast. Years are moving so fast. To give you a few instances, remember when this song by Big Shaq, Mine's Not Hot, was released. When I think about it, it's like 1 year ago. Seems like last year. But guess what? It's been 3 years, because that was released in 2017. Another instance. Remember when President Trump was elected? When you think about it, it seems like 2 years ago. But it's been 4 years, because that was in 2016. I left my country to go to India for my studies. And 3 years later, I come back. My young brother, who I left very short, is already as tall as me. And I look at him, I'm like, damn, we're growing up. And you know, when you're growing up, what else is happening? Your energy is plummeting. As your age goes up, your energy goes down. And all of a sudden, start going to the hospital. Today, they tell you it's your heart that has a problem. Tomorrow, they tell you it's your blood pressure. Next day, they tell you not to eat this, not to eat that. They put you on a diet. Why? You're getting weak, right? And in case you might have forgotten, as you grow old, you're dying, right? You're gonna die. We're all gonna die one day. That's the reality. And when I think about things like this, I'm just like, do I really want this just to happen to me and not do anything significant with my life? Do I simply want to grow up and then die without doing anything important, anything significant, anything worth remembering? That's the question we should all ask ourselves. That's the question we should all ask ourselves. Think about it. Think about your life and see that. I'm not saying that everybody is supposed to be the next Obama or the next Oprah, for that matter. All I'm saying is that everyone should find meaning to their life. And life is meaningful when there is progress. Today you're like this, tomorrow you improve. That's the meaning of life. We should see progress. We should improve, see some progress. That's what I want everybody to know about this topic. So here's the good news. Enough with the bad news. Here's the good news. You have the power to turn your life around. It all comes down to you. So the question is, are you willing to do it? If you're willing to do it, then I want you to sit down, right? Sit down and think about where exactly you want to go. They say every road leads to Rome. Well, you better see where Rome is before you start the journey. Because if you start the journey without knowing where exactly Rome is, you're going to get lost, right? See the destination first. Know the destination first. And once you figure that out, then gather all your attention and channel it towards that direction by finding the most effective way to get there. This is where your genius and your work ethic should come into action to help you find out the most effective way to get to your destination, right? It's a destination first, then the journey. See the rim first, then shoot the ball. See the target first, then shoot the bullet. Because if you shoot the bullet without having seen the target, you're only going to waste your resources. And by resources, I mean your time, your energy, and your money. So destination first, then start the journey. And see far, right? Be ambitious in your vision so that you can dream big and see very far. This is something all successful people have in common. Even if you try to look into your extended family, you'll realize that the ones that are more successful in their endeavors are usually the ones that are not afraid to take new challenges. They're not afraid to fail. They're not afraid to try new things. In fact, they have failed so many times and still find a way to get back up. They know where they're going. They have a target. They know their destination, and every day when they wake up in the morning, they do everything related to something that's going to take them as close to their target as possible. So that's the type of person we should learn something from. So remember from this topic, destination first. You got to know where you're going first. Destination first. Then you start the journey. So thank you so much for listening. And to wind this up, I'll let you ponder on the following quotes. The first one is, if you want to know what you did in the past, look at your current state. And if you want to know your future, look at your current actions. And the last quote I want you to ponder on is a line from one of my favorite music artists by the name of Youssoufa. He says this in French: Demain c'est loin, notre futur c'est la seconde après. In English, that would mean tomorrow is far, the next second is our future. So think about these quotes and realize that the future isn't that far, right? We should stop seeing the future as something that's too far away from us. It's really near. As the quote said, tomorrow is far, our future is the next second. Thank you one more time for listening and watching this video. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please click and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so that you get any other future video posted by the A.T.C. And with that, I shall see you sometime in the future. Ciao. Bye.
Here back again. So how was it? You feel the energy. That is A.T.C Bible. So I hope that you enjoy the moment, and if you don't yet subscribe, click the button below and subscribe to the channel so you can't miss any of our meeting. So thanks for watching, and it has been a good time for me, and I've learned a lot of things. So hope to see you next Thursday, and take care of you and stay at home. See you.